Tonight, the archives remember. In 79 AD, a volcano erased an entire library from the world. For nearly 2,000 years, it remained sealed beneath volcanic ash, until artificial intelligence just gave it a voice. This is not a legend. This is the Villa of the Papyri, and it just revealed its secrets. August 24th, 79 AD. Mount Vesuvius erupted with the force of an atomic bomb. In seconds, pyroclastic flows, superheated ash and gas, rushed down the mountain at 60 miles per hour. The villa, home to the Piso family, one of Rome's wealthiest households, was buried under 20 meters of pumice and ash in minutes. Everything inside was flash carbonized, frozen in time. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? The library held roughly 1 to 800 papyrus scrolls, not tablets, not fragments. An entire intact ancient library, the only one ever found complete. For 16 centuries, the villa lay forgotten. Then in 1750, treasure hunters digging through the ash discovered it. What they found changed everything. But there was a problem. The scrolls were carbonized, turned to charcoal by the heat. If you tried to open one, it crumbled to dust. For 2 centuries, they remained unreadable. Scholars possessed a library that could rewrite classical history, but had no way to read it. Then, in 2023, someone asked, what if we didn't open the scrolls at all? The Vesuvius Challenge was announced. Use X-ray imaging and artificial intelligence to read sealed papyri without damaging them. The prize, hundreds of thousands of dollars for the first team to decode text. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? By 2025 and 2026, the breakthrough came. Teams used machine learning trained on known ancient texts to recognize letter shapes inside the sealed papyri. They began reading pages that no human had seen in nearly 2,000 years. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? One scroll in particular, labeled Perk, in 72, yielded page after page of readable text. The content was Epicurean philosophy, likely written by or about Philodemus, a Greek philosopher who lived in the villa. But this raised a deeper question. If 472 contains previously unknown philosophical texts, what else is hidden inside the remaining 1,700 scrolls? How many lost works are still sealed? The library was not random. It belonged to Philodemus and his circle. Wealthy Romans obsessed with Epicurean philosophy. Epicureanism was not about gluttony. It was about living simply, pursuing wisdom, and avoiding fear. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? The library included works on ethics, natural philosophy, and science. Some scrolls may have been authored by Philodemus himself. Others were copies of rare texts from Alexandria and Athens. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? Here is the mystery. Most of what we know about Epicurean philosophy comes from second-hand accounts and fragments. The villa held primary sources, original writings directly from the philosophers themselves. Did the library contain Latin texts in addition to Greek? How many complete lost treatises on ethics, science, or history are still unrolled? These questions drive the 2025-2026 scanning campaigns. What makes this library extraordinary is scale. Ancient Rome had public libraries in major cities, but they were destroyed or lost. This private collection, trapped in volcanic freeze, is our only intact window into what an educated Roman household read. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? Every scroll read through AI is a miracle of physics and mathematics. The ink used in ancient Rome contained heavy metals, lead, iron, mercury. When carbonized, these metals are denser than the papyrus itself. CT scans can see those metals. Artificial intelligence trained on thousands of known papyri learns the letter patterns and reconstructs the text digitally without ever touching the original scroll. In 2026, researchers revealed new passages from Perk 72. One section discussed natural philosophy, how the world works, the nature of atoms, the cosmos itself. Thoughts from a man dead 2,000 years, suddenly alive again. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? But that is only one scroll. What if other sealed rolls contain lost essays on ethics, political philosophy, botanical knowledge, scientific observations lost to history? The Vesuvius Challenge is still ongoing. New teams compete to decode more scrolls. Every month, another fragment of the ancient world speaks, and yet, the library's deepest secrets remain locked inside. A pause. What does this mean in the wider story? This is not just archaeology. This is resurrection. 2,000 years of silence broken by mathematics, physics, and artificial intelligence. A lost library speaking again. And here, the scholar reflects on what the evidence really means. Until the next page, stay curious. Subscribe for deep dives into every new scroll, reveal as it happens. The full source links and the latest updates from the Vesuvius Challenge are in the description below. The library is still speaking. Will you listen